And now, Andrew Everything proudly presents n-rella, based on the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named n-rella. n-rella had 3 ugly, mean stepsisters named Olive, Nina, and Esme. Olive, Nina, and Esme made n-rella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, said Olive, Nina, and Esme. One day, the king of Onlyville's messenger said, hear ye, the king of Onlyville is going to throw a ball. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Singling. But n-rella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. Olive said, he's going to marry me. Nina said, no way, Olive. He's going to marry me. Esme said, both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, n-rella is so sad that she cannot go to the ball and marry Prince Singling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and asks n-rella what is wrong. Why are you crying, n-rella? She asks. n-rella responds, I wanted her to go to the ball and marry Prince Singling. But I'm not welcome. The fairy godmother waved her wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, wannity, one! And then, n-rella's chores are all done. But the fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, n-rella, go fetch me a good old pumpkin. Luckily, n-rella has one pumpkin. The fairy godmother waved her magic wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, wannity, one! Again, and to turn n-rella's do-rag and clothes into a gown and crown. I've never seen such a wonderful gown. I get a load of my glass slippers, and then the pumpkin into a coach drawn by 2 strong horses. The fairy godmother said, have fun, n-rella, but I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken. n-rella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Singling was wondering who he should marry. Olive, Nina, and Esme said all together, he's walking towards me. But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards n-rella. n-rella and Prince Singling dance happily together. But later, n-rella realized it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Singling was so worried that he might never see n-rella again. So he traveled around Onlyville to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the house where her n-rella and her stepsisters lived. He said, ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try this glass slipper? Olive is first, but her foot is too big. Nina is next, but her foot is too small. Esme is last, but her foot didn't fit either. Suddenly, Prince Singling noticed n-rella singing. n-rella said, "Prince Singling, is that you?" Prince Singling said, "Of course it's me." n-rella gets so excited because she's having to have her Prince Singling back. And they lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story before bed enters doors. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to my video. Take care. Bye and good night, everybody. And now, n-rella Everything proudly presents n-rella. It is based on the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named n-rella. n-rella had 5 ugly, mean stepsisters named Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi. Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi made n-rella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi all together. One day, the king of Sevenville's messengers said, "Hear ye, hear ye! The king of Sevenville is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Septupling." But n-rella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi argue over who will marry Prince Septupling later. n-rella is so sad that she can't go to the ball and marry Prince Septupling, while her fairy godmother asks her what's wrong by saying, "Why are you crying, n-rella?" n-rella responds, I have lots of chores to be done. I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Septupling. n-rella's fairy godmother said, "I can help with a bit of magic." So she waves her magic wand. Because of that, n-rella's chores are all done. But n-rella's godmother is not done yet. She said, "n-rella, go fetch me a pumpkin." Luckily, n-rella has 7 pumpkins. n-rella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 7 pumpkins into a handsome coach drawn by 14 strong horses. And then n-rella ripped clothes into a gown and crown. n-rella said, "I've never seen such a septuple-tastic gown. And get a lot of my glass slippers," n-rella's fairy godmother said. "Have fun, n-rella, but I would warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everyone will change back to the way it was before." n-rella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Septupling said, "Who should marry me?" Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi say all together, "He's walking towards me." But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards n-rella. n-rella and Prince Septupling dance happily together. But later, n-rella realized it's all midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Septupling was so worried that he might never see n-rella again. So she traveled around Sevenville to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the home where n-rella, Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi lived. But instead of n-rella, Prince Septupling finds her 5 ugly, mean stepsisters. He then said, Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper one by one? Sophia first, but her foot is too big. The rest is the same, but none of their feet fit. Suddenly, Prince Upling notices Savonarola sweet slimmy. The glass slipper fits! Savonarola and Prince Upling now live happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew's Doers, and this is the 2835th episode of Andrew Does Everything. Hang on. And now I've been debating on making the Savonarola sequels. I could do that. So, if you want to see Savonarola 2 7 Dreams Come True, maybe I can do it a 7-episode tradition. And all of you, I hope you enjoyed this parody fairy tale about rags to riches. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything. And, oh, look at the time. And well, Andrew's Doers, if we time this video just right, and a few minutes later, wait for it. And if we can time this video just right, maybe I could still do it a 7-episode tradition, by the way. And then this video is 7 minutes. 7 minutes. And take care, Andrew's Doers. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and buy our merchandise too. Andrew's Doers! Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 43-rella. It is based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young girl named 43-rella. 43-rella had 10 ugly, mean stepsisters named Farah, Olivia, Ramona, Tanya, Yvonne, Hannah, Rosie, and the twins Erin and Emily. Farah, Olivia, Ramona, Tanya, Yvonne, Tasha, Hannah, Rosie, Erin, and Emily made 43-rella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Farah, Olivia, Ramona, Tanya, Yvonne, Tasha, Hannah, Rosie, Erin, and Emily all together. One day, the king of Tublingham's messenger said, Hear ye, the king of Tubblingham is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son. Prince Tubbling, but 43-rella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. They then argue over who will Prince Tubbling marry. Later, 43-rella is so sad that she can't go to the ball and marry Prince Tubbling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother asks her what's wrong by saying, Why are you crying, 43-rella? 43-rella responds, I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Tubbling. 43-rella's fairy godmother said, I can help with a bit of magic, and waved her magic wand. Because of that, 43-year-old's chores are all done, but her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, 43-year-old, go fetch me a pumpkin. Luckily, 43-year-old has 43 pumpkins. 43-year-old's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 43-year-old's 43 pumpkins into a handsome coach drawn by 86 strong horses. And then 43-year-old's work clothes into a gown and crown. 43-year-old said, I've never seen such a quadrigen-tastic gown. And get a lot of my glass slippers. How can I ever thank you enough? Her fairy godmother said, well, you can't. But have fun, 43-year-old. But I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before. 43-year-old accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Quadrigen was wondering who he should marry. Farah, Olivia, Ramona, Tanya, Yvonne, Tasha, Hannah, Rosie, Erin, Emily all say together, he's walking towards me, but he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards 43-year-old. Prince Trey, Quadrigen then said, may I have this dance? 43-year-old, I would be delighted. Prince Trey, Quadrigen and 43-year-old danced happily together. But later, 43-year-old realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Trey Quadrigen was so worried that he might never see 43-year-old again. So he traveled all around on a train or Quadrigen to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. By the time he arrives, he knocks on the door of the house where 43-year-old and her stepsisters lived. But instead of 43-year-old, Prince Trey Quadrigen finds her stepsisters. He then said, ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you draw on this glass slipper? Farah was first, but her foot is too big. Olivia's next, but her foot is too small. The rest did the same, but none of the feet were the right size. Suddenly, Prince Trey Quadrigen notices 43-year-old singing. 43-year-old gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince Trey Quadrigen back. And Prince Trey Quadrigen doesn't have to put the glass slipper back on her foot because it's so uncomfortable. Prince Trey Quadrigen and 43-year-old then danced happily ever after. The end. And just viewers, if you want to see some sequels, something like that, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything. And buy our merchandise. Take care. Bye.